Hello guys! So, it's been a while since we've done one of these videos. Yeah, of course 2.3 has now been officially released. It's on the Game Crafter, ready for sale. So, I'm sure you've probably seen months in the work. There's been a new update addition to the, which is the 2.3 update, which is the Samurai update. And this video I'm just going to explain a little bit about it, what you can do, what's included in it, what's available and all that good stuff. Well, it's been a long time since I've done one of these videos. So yeah, the Samurai update. 50 new cards included in the update. Loads of new units. There's been a lot of thought put into this one, so such as things like the cards are a little bit cheaper to play, a bit easier to cast. And the main role with the Samurai units is the counter attack feature, where if one of your units survives being attacked, then you can, most of the units, you can roll a die to try and strike back at the opponent. Now, a lot of other units in the game, such as the knights and stuff like that, they can usually counter attack anyway, but the Samurai archetype do actually give you like special bonuses and attack boosts and stuff when they attack, when they counter attack. So that's kind of really what you want to try and do here. So yeah, before we get too far into the details, I'm just going to show you some packaging, what's available, and then we're going to move on to some of the units and what to look out for. So the primary core, there's 2 cores being released in the game. I've managed to get this one because it came in the starter pack. This is probably going to be the most common core for the Samurai update. Basically, once you've countered 5 enemy units, you can use its activation, which is it'll just let you destroy any unit in play. So it's quite powerful, as long as you can get those counters in. The second pack is the booster pack. So as you can see, the booster pack has changed its packaging. It's got one of the new characters from 2.3 in on it. Now the booster packs do contain cards from 2.0, 2.1, 2.2 as well. So until we get to the end of like the colour cycle, the booster packs will just be updating with new cards and content dropped into them as we move on. And then finally we've got the Samurai starter pack. The packaging for these starter decks have also been rejigged a little bit so that they all look in the same type of design as these. But obviously it's got the chase card on front of the booster pack, on front of the starter packs. And the starter pack, to be fair, I've actually played it against one of my more meta decks, and it actually beat the competitive deck. So, you know, give it that. It does prove that the new archetype is something worth looking into. So, the chase card there's only one royalty rare in these 50 cards, and that is a Emperor Masakali, which is this one here. Is available in standard format, glare format and X-glare. As with all the other rares, they are all available in X-glares as well, which are like your alternative versions. Exactly the same stats, just a lot cooler. And his main skill is basically whenever any of your units counter attack, which are currently in play, one is they will never miss. So you can pretty much guarantee a counter attack is going to hit. And 2, it boosts. It gives all your assault units in play a permanent 1 attack boost. So even with you got him out in play, counter attack 3 times, but all your assault units are going to be quite beasty and very high attack stats. So that is one to look out for. And another card to look out for as well is Toya Temple. That is a wonder card which kind of just sits off to the side in play. Yeah, what else? So a lot of the unit cards focus on counter attacking, as mentioned earlier, and the basic effect, what it will normally do is it will give you that unit an attack boost, a temporary attack boost. So you'll just have a couple of commons, a couple of uncommons, even a couple of rares. It says when this unit counter attacks, it gains 1 attack for the turn. There is a particular uncommon card which says it gains 2 attack. This is Toya Temple. Going back on Toya Temple, whenever your units counter attack, the ability is duplicated once. So there is actually, I think it's a common card. It gains 2 attack when it counter attacks, but if you've got Toya Temple out in play, then it gains 2 attack instead of, sorry, it gains 4 attack instead of 2 because that's duplicated, and then it gains, as well as its base stat, which means it becomes 5 attack for a cheap, I think it's a 1 cost unit in play. So something definitely to look out for in that. It's a really nice little combo. So yeah, there's plenty of other cards to go with it as well. You've got loads of action cards. You've got one action in particular which is rare, which basically forces your opponent to back out of an attack. So let's say your opponent is attacking you, sorry, one of your units. You can play this perfect counter, which is what the card's called, and you will negate the attack what your opponent's doing, but it will allow that unit to counter attack. So and it only costs two charges to play. So it's really, really good because you can throw that on something what has such a good effect for counter attacking, and it'll guarantee that you gain that counter. And then if you've got a couple of cards out in play already, it will obviously help you trigger plenty of other things that come out of your deck, as well as charging your core as well, your core's ability. So that's really good. What else? There's a couple of weapons. There's a weapon in there called Encrusted Chikuto, which is a type of sword, and what this one does is it's got a very unique ability which says it gives one of your units an attack boost, but only for a handful of turns. It's 3 turns what you get out of it, and then for those 3 turns it would gain +2 attack permanently, but then once those 3 turns are over, the attack drops back down to its original value, and you get to basically, then it runs into a card draw. So after you draw 2 or 3 cards, just for that equipment card to disappear off the field, and it does it all automatically, so it's all definitely in your favour. And what else? There's plenty of others as well. There's a few bits and bobs. You've got a couple of support cards what will just give your unit a general all-around health boost. You've got one of the training grounds, which is a defensive, that will increase your attack by 1, and then it reduces the die roll required to hit when you counter attack, so that's pretty cool. And there's also a defensive unit out there which it's got a rainbow colour in it, which means you can use it in any colour deck, and it's to help people get off the ground early on game defensively. So you'll throw this tower down on the field. It costs about 1 or 2 to get into play, but it gives you a whopping 7 health, which is a proper tank of the unit to try and get through. The only downside with it is whenever your unit throws an action card at it which deals damage, that damage is doubled against it. But obviously if your opponent's not got those type of burn cards in the deck, then they're going to be relying on their unit card, their assault cards, to try and take out that defensive unit. So it's a really good little structure to have in play. There's plenty of other cards. There's loads that deal with counter attacking. There's loads of generic cards that have come in it. A couple of Krillizines and stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically the Samurai. So definitely check it out on the Gamecraft. It's really cool. I'm hoping to get some more pack openings and some gameplay footage done soon as well, so definitely check up on that. Moving on, after 2.3 we will be moving to 2.4. That will not be a specific archetype as such. It's going to be what we call a filler deck, so it's not going to focus on the next colour in the cycle. It's basically going to, it's in the name, it's a filler, so it's going to look at the previous archetypes, it's going to buff the weaker ones. So like, let's say the witches turn out to be the least common, then you'll probably see more witches coming out into play. Or if it's something where you think there's too many expensive cards to play, then we can throw in some more cheaper cards. If you're a fan of the Krillizines, which are like the little raptor type thing, the little cockroaches of the game, we'll probably see about 5 or 6 more Krillizines. And a really cool thing as well is there's going to be a tri-collaboration in the filler set as well. So me and 2 other creators in the TCG community have all created 5 pieces of artwork each, and then those 15 cards will be released in each of our games, what the artwork as such, and I've got all them down and dusted as well. So I've already probably about made 20, I would say about I've made 15 cards in the filler set for the collaboration, and I've probably got about 6 or 7 pieces of artwork done for which needs to be like digitalized and stuff like that yet. But the filler is basically just like bits, just to throw bits at the games, just to make it a bit more interesting, more things to look out for, more rares, more glares and prominent stuff. We might even have some like fancy borders. Maybe I'm thinking like a golden border for those people who really want to look for the chase cards. It could possibly replace the glares maybe, so it's something definitely to look out for. Anyway guys, this video is 10 minutes long, so if you've got this far, then thank you very much for getting to the end of this video, and I really appreciate it. I know I've been a bit quiet lately because, as you can probably tell by my eyebrows whitening, I do have a little lad now who's 7 months old, so videos have been a lot slower this year, but that's probably the reason why. Anything else, thank you very much guys for your continued support and stuff like that, and any sales on the Game Crafter, as you know, all the money goes back into the game, so I don't withdraw any money out of my Game Crafter account. It's basically used to help me test the game and buy copies before they get released and stuff like that, so yeah. Anyway guys, yeah, once again thank you very much for watching this video, and be sure to leave a like and a comment to let me know what you think of the new archetype. I shall see you in the next video.